Yeah, thank you, Anita. I wholeheartedly agree. And the thing with the cash is also some shops are actually catching on to this and they're hanging up signs. You might have seen them, which point out that if you have an online transaction, you always lose something. So $10 won't stay $10. They'll become $9.85 or something. But if you use cash, $10 are always $10. So that's an important thing because the money always goes to the bank if you use the bank. Yeah. So our next speaker is Kate, and she's going to talk about the corporate globalists.
Yes, I'm Kate. Just a sec. Can you all hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. A lot of what I was going to say has already been covered by Anita, but what I wanted to share with you today is that the fact that I have spent 20 years as a journalist and then about another 5 years in public relations. And when this whole COVID thing was rolled out, it struck me one day that this is a marketing campaign. And it didn't have any of the real sort of health checks that it should have had. And from then on, I began to sort of look further. I mean, I can't help researching. That sort of was part of my job for a long time. And that set me on the path of finding out what was really going on. Now, when I was a journalist, the advertising was sort of subservient to the editorial. But now it controls the paper. It controls the television channel or whatever. In other words, what we have now is the fox looking after the hen house. And what people don't realise the reach and the power of the media. And they don't even think about how they are being manipulated. We are being manipulated from the day we're born, when we're injected without our permission, and we are sort of fed information which is actually misinformation. It's, you know, it's propaganda, what you're getting now through the media and everywhere else. So a lot of people are waking up to this though. Now, to get back to the corporates, people have no idea of the reach and the power of the corporates. How they control countries is by having countries in debt. The banks run the countries, it's not the politicians. We think we elect them, but that's not true. They're selected. Now, and probably the elections are tweaked, and a lot of the politicians are compromised. There is a lot of money going under the table. For example, not many people realise that there is a Senate committee on COVID which was set up right in the beginning, and one of Jackie Lambie is on it, and there are other senators on it, and there's all these committees and bureaucracies behind the scenes that are getting funded, and people just don't understand how widespread the corruption is. In fact, it goes right up to the World Health Organization, doesn't it? With Bill Gates' very generous donation of billions and billions of dollars to the World Health. He's such a philanthropist. That's how he was welcomed here to Australia, as a philanthropist, which is bullshit. It's all about power and control through the World Health Organization, the World Economic Forum, and many other similar things like that. Now, you've already heard that there is going to be a meeting from tomorrow, I think it is, for a week in Lisbon in Portugal. What the World Health Organization wants to do, and is probably going to do it, is going to move from an advisory body to governments and to a regulatory body, which means it sets the policy and makes the rules, and we will be treated like, well, like stock. And the governments will be told, oh, there's a new pandemic coming, whether it's monkeypox or bird flu or something or other, and you must vaccinate your people. So there will be, forced vaccinations. They don't care about our health. It's not about health. It's about power and control. And we need to make a stand in whichever way we can. Even by showing up here today, you are making a stand. I couldn't leave this life without doing something or feeling that I'd had done something for freedom. What about the rest of you?
Yeah.
I feel I have to do it. I must do it. So whichever way I can to resist the control of the people, I will do it. I'm reading a book about communist China at the moment, and in China they are controlled from birth. There is surveillance cameras everywhere using facial recognition. There is a digital ID. There is, it's even getting to the stage where they are controlling people's thoughts. That's really scary. And if people don't comply, well, they don't care. Thousands were killed in Tiananmen Square back when. I don't know if you people remember that. And now that's been wiped out of the history books in China. It's really bad. Anyway, to get back to what is happening, if you pick up the paper here, there's 2 issues of The Light Australia, which has come from Western Australia, and in it, if you pick up at least 1 copy of each, in one of them it tells you all about what's happening with the World Health Organization and the changes, the proposed amendments to the regulations, there's also on detoxing in that one, and the latest one, which I haven't sort of read much of, which just arrived last night and I had to chase it down, found it in Glenorchy somewhere. But yeah, so there's two issues there, and I recommend you read them. There's also some other information that I've got here. Everything on this table is free. Just pick up as many copies as you like and get it out to people. We need to wake people up. Thank you very much for listening to me.